Some disappear to escape, but the truly awakened, they disappear to transform. And one day they return, not as who they were, but as who they were always meant to be. Today, you'll discover how to come back to the world whole, unshaken, and ready to live in your truth, no matter how loud the world becomes. By now, you've begun to understand why spiritually awake people step back, why they quietly disappear while the rest of the world keeps spinning, louder and faster every day. But there's a part no one talks about enough, the part that comes after the silence, because disappearing is only half of the story. The real transformation happens when you return, not as the person you once were, and not as some flawless, enlightened being either, but as the most authentic, unshakable version of yourself. And this return, it's both beautiful and challenging. It's where your private evolution meets the messy reality of everyday life. It's where you take everything you've learned in solitude and learn to walk among the noise again, without losing your center. Today we're going to explore how to do that, how to come back to the world without getting pulled back into the illusions you worked so hard to escape, and how to share your gifts, your light, and your wisdom in ways that ripple out into the collective, even if no one fully understands where you've been. Let's clear something up right now. Your return will not look like a movie montage. There won't be triumphant music playing as you re-enter your old spaces, glowing with untouchable wisdom. Some people will welcome you back with open arms. Others will be suspicious, confused, even resentful. And that's okay. The point of disappearing wasn't to come back and please everyone. It was to become so deeply rooted in who you are that no one's reaction can shake you. This is where subtle, elegant irony comes in. The world expects you to explain yourself, to justify why you left, to prove that you're better now. But the truth is, you don't owe anyone a PowerPoint presentation of your soul. Your evolution speaks through how you live, not through how you perform. One of the biggest challenges of returning is carrying the silence you've cultivated in a world that thrives on noise. It's easy to be centered when you're alone on a mountaintop or meditating in a quiet room. It's much harder when you're surrounded by deadlines, arguments, and endless notifications. But here's the secret. The real work isn't in escaping noise. It's in learning to hold silence inside you, no matter where you are, like a candle flame that doesn't flicker, even when the wind rises. When you return, you become a living reminder to others that peace is possible. You don't have to preach it or force it. Your presence alone shifts the energy of a room. Some will feel drawn to it, even if they don't know why. Others might feel uncomfortable, because your calmness highlights their inner chaos. Neither reaction is about you. It's simply a mirror of where they are in their own journey. One of the most painful parts of returning is realizing that some relationships didn't survive your absence. Friends may have drifted away. Family dynamics may have shifted. Some people will have created entire stories about why you left. Stories that say more about their fears than about you. It's tempting to try to fix it all, to explain yourself endlessly, to mend every broken bridge. But here's the truth. Not every bridge is meant to be rebuilt. Some are meant to stay behind, as part of the landscape you once crossed. When reconnecting with others, focus on alignment, not obligation. Who feels safe, authentic, and nourishing to your soul? Those are the relationships to nurture. The rest, you can let go with love, but also with finality. This isn't coldness, it's clarity, because your energy is finite, and you now understand how precious it is. During your quiet disappearance, you shed the false identities and roles you once performed. Now comes the test. Can you move through the world without putting those masks back on? It's easier said than done. The world will try to lure you back into old patterns. Pretend to be agreeable so no one gets upset. Pretend to be successful so no one pities you. Pretend to be small so no one feels threatened. But you didn't go through the cocoon just to crawl back into it. Living without masks means choosing truth over comfort, again and again. It means having conversations that feel awkward, because they're real. It means saying no when every part of you wants to avoid conflict. It means showing up as yourself, even when your voice shakes. This is the quiet courage of the return. Not dramatic, not flashy, but deeply, powerfully transformative. As you return, people will naturally want what you have. They'll sense your groundedness, your insight, your peace, and they'll crave it. Some will ask for advice, others will simply cling to your energy, hoping it will fix them. Here's where many awakened souls stumble. They give and give until they're empty, forgetting that their own well must stay full. Your role is not to save anyone. Your role is to live as an example, to radiate authenticity so others are inspired to find their own path. Help when it feels aligned, yes, but never at the cost of your own wholeness. Think of it like breathing. You inhale before you exhale. You care for yourself so you can care for others, not out of duty, but out of overflow. You might think your journey is small, personal, invisible, but here's the truth. Every inner shift you make sends ripples outward. When you walk into a room carrying peace instead of chaos, you subtly shift the entire space. When you choose authenticity over performance, you give silent permission for others to do the same. When you live aligned with your soul, you challenge the systems built on illusion, not through protest signs or speeches, but through presence itself. This is how real change happens, quietly, individually, collectively. You may never see the full impact of your journey, but trust this, the world feels it. Even if no one ever thanks you, even if no one ever understands, your energy matters more than you know. Returning to the world can be overwhelming. Here are 3 practices to keep your inner silence intact. Morning stillness. Before you engage with the outside world, spend 10 minutes in silence. No phone, no news, no agenda. Just breathe and remember who you are beneath the roles. Energetic boundaries. Notice how you feel around certain people and places. If your energy drops, limit exposure. Protect your inner sanctuary like you would protect a sacred space. Sacred yes and sacred no. Every time you say yes to something that drains you, you say no to your soul. Practice making choices that honor your authentic self, even when it's uncomfortable. These tools aren't about control. They're about remembering that you always have agency, even when the world feels chaotic. In Quiet Escape, we explored why spiritually awake people disappear quietly. In Silent Shift, we uncovered the signs and inner changes that reveal this transformation is happening within you. Now, in Hidden Return, we complete the cycle, learning how to bring your awakened self back into the world with strength and grace. Awakening, disappearance, return. Each phase is necessary. Each phase is sacred. And none of them are permanent. You will disappear again at different points in your life. You will return again too. Like the tide, your journey will ebb and flow. And every time you'll emerge stronger, clearer, more aligned. The goal isn't to stay hidden forever or to stay visible forever. The goal is to move fluidly between the two, silence and expression, inner work and outer impact. There's an old story about a traveler who wandered deep into a dark forest. For years, no one saw them. Whispers spread. They're lost. They've given up. They've disappeared. But one night, the traveler returned, carrying a lantern lit with a fire so steady it could light the path for others. The forest was still dark. The dangers were still real. But now, anyone who crossed the traveler's path could see just a little farther ahead. That's you. Your disappearance is the time in the forest. Your return is the lantern. And even if you never know how many lives your light touches, trust that it matters more than you think. If you've been listening and thinking, "This is me," I want you to know something. You are not broken for needing to step back. You are not selfish for wanting silence. You are not strange for craving something beyond the noise. You are part of a quiet revolution, one that doesn't make headlines but changes everything. By honoring your own evolution, you create space for others to honor theirs. And together, without fanfare, we shift the collective consciousness. So as you move forward, remember this. You don't have to explain. You don't have to prove. You just have to be. Before you go, take a moment to reflect on what resonated most deeply with you. If this message stirred something inside you, subscribe to this channel. Not because it's what you're supposed to do, but because it keeps you connected to a space where we explore the truths most people are too busy or too afraid to talk about. Your journey matters, your evolution matters, and the world needs your light, even if it doesn't know it yet. As you step into the next chapter, carry this with you. The quiet departure was never about leaving. It was always about returning to yourself, to truth, to a life that feels like your own. And when you live from that place, you don't just change your world. You change the world. Stay silent where you must. Speak when you're called. Shine always. And with this, the Awakening Trilogy comes full circle. Your journey doesn't end here. It begins again. Every time you choose to live aligned with your truth. Stay with us as we continue exploring the depths of consciousness and transformation. One story at a time. You've just experienced Hidden Return, the final chapter of the Awakening Trilogy. A journey that began with quiet escape and deepened in silent shift. And now, you've arrived at the moment of return, whole, transformed, and ready to live your truth in the noisy world. But this is only the beginning. There are countless layers of growth and awakening still to explore. Be part of a community devoted to consciousness, healing, and authentic living, so we can keep walking this path together, one story at a time.